Hey everyone, this is Sean. Good morning. I'm actually trying to fix my screen here. Oh my goodness. Give me a second to fix this. Sorry guys. Please bear with me. Give me 1 second to fix this. Hey guys, give me 1 second. Hey guys, sorry for the inconvenience. Out of all days, for some reason, um, my setup doesn't work. So when you do YouTube live, apparently you can't rotate because I'm using my iPhone. You can't rotate your phone this way, vertically, or your special guest won't appear, or their screen is going to be blocked. So I want to talk about the active shooter course that's coming up in San Diego. What are the requirements? And let's just do a roll call to see who's here. Doug is here. Hey, Wild Alaska's here. He says, "Will we take a class pick? If so, I will bring my uniform top and throw it in for a pick." Sure, you could bring your uniform top. Hey, Doug is here, and Mike from the Professional Security Journal is here. Sean needs a stand, right? Yeah, I hate the orientation deal as well. Hey guys, so we're waiting for our guest, Randy. Sorry, Randy Nunez from GVPS. If you guys don't know or realize, Randy received significant injuries in combat. He has a brain injury. Um, he probably doesn't like me mentioning that on camera, but I mean, this is a sacrifice that he made for our country. Um, for him, sometimes just being alive is a challenge. So he's having some difficulties in the morning, with the challenges that he has. I don't know for sure if he's going to be able to make it. I am waiting for him. I did send him a link, but right now he's going through a brief struggle. Um, so hopefully he'll be here. If not, don't even worry. Um, I'll cover everything that he was going to cover anyways. Obviously, he'll cover a lot better. Um, so let's talk about what to bring to the class. What to bring. Now, you guys should have received a list already. If you're chiming in, hey guys, there's a lot of room left. Not a lot of room. There's like maybe three more spots left. And there's still time to enroll. Now, those of you who have not paid, keep in mind that you're not registered for the class. You have to render payment because that will assure your spot. But we do have about 3 more spots, and let's talk about what to bring real quick. So, if you have an airsoft pistol, bring that. If you are flying in from another state or it's going to inconvenience you, um, please do not don't worry about that. I'm gonna bring about 3 to 4 different airsoft pistols, and then Randy might bring some as well. Don't even stress. What I want you guys to do is bring if you guys have any like paintball mask, please bring that. Any protective gear, if you have a throat protector, please bring that. Anything to protect you from airsofts. Okay, and I know it's just an airsoft, but just for liability reasons, you guys have to be covered up. I mean, they do sting if you get hit with an airsoft. Um, just like if you got hit with a simunitions round, that also sucks. Okay, but don't worry. Um, eye protection. Please bring eye protection, full mask if you can. That'd be great. If it's going to inconvenience you, meaning you're flying in from another state and it's just too much of a burden, don't worry. I'm gonna bring a significant amount, but just try not to just depend on the supply that I'm bringing. Bring gloves if you can. It sucks to get hit in the finger with even an airsoft. I want to say show up as you would in real life. So if in real life you wear your full duty belt, then show up that way. I do have a caveat here. Um, some of you are wondering, can I bring my full kit? Can I bring my helmet, bring my tac vest, all that other stuff? Yes, you can, but you can't bring any weapons inside. Um, no, there's no knives. There's no firearms. Absolutely no firearms allowed. Once again, no knives, no firearms, nothing. Um, at the door, you will be patted down, most likely by me. I'm going to make sure that there's no weapons. And having said that, do you want to show up to? And this is going to be at La Jolla, California, beautiful area, at the Marriott. You want to show up to the Marriott, full kit, going inside, knowing that you can't bring any firearms inside and any knives. Okay, and that goes to us too as instructors. No CCWs, no knives. You guys can your make your opinions on that, but it's up to you. Or you could just bring your full kit inside. But keep in mind that when you're going inside with your stuff, there might be people watching. Now, luckily, what there's a funny comment right now. Hold on. So Jack Spade Production says if you're doing a pat down, I will pack the weirdest stuff then. Mike from the Professional Security Journal says, so just show up in full surrounded kit, shoulders and all. There's going to be somebody that's going to read that comment and not accept the joke. Um, no, no, don't do that. Um, Jack says you deserve more subscribers. Thanks a lot. Really, really appreciate that. I mean, we're really blessed to have 6,300 and counting. So thank you so much for that. Excuse me, guys. Again, this Jack, this isn't TSA, says Mike. You guys messed up my train of thought, and I'm thinking about patting you guys down. You guys having a huge dildo or something like that in your pockets. I'm just thinking outside the box. While Alaska says, dumb question. Is there any rules that say you can't carry body armor? No, you can bring body armor. I don't know what the TSA regulations are on that, but you wear all the body armor you want. And if that's how you go to work, that's how you train, that's how you are on duty, bring that. All right, so definitely bring that. I probably won't bring full kit. I don't know, just because of the no weapon policy. That's even that's even with instructors. So I might just wear a plain T-shirt. But you guys are the ones there for training. I'm training by watching, but you guys are the ones definitely training. Um, so what are some things not to bring? Don't bring significant others, meaning your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your husband and your boyfriend. I'm just kidding. Don't don't bring anybody significant. Don't bring nobody. No kids, nothing. Guys, I'm a family of 6. I believe in family, but not when you're training. They absolutely cannot be inside the training site. Now, this will be at a hotel. Definitely have them in the hotel room, but you cannot bring them inside. They cannot be your camera person. If you guys need some help with taking some quick footage or shots, you can ask me. I'm more on a Zerber rule, and then I highly recommend tripods. You can do that, and we'll talk about the cameras in a minute. Again, no CCW, no knives, food. Okay, the the price is only $150. If it was more, I'm pretty sure Randy would get you guys like catered food. But um, the price that you're paying, there's not a lot of, I want to say, profit to be made. Um, there's not a lot of excess resources for food and other things like that. Maybe at 250, 500, you're going to get at least some snacks, but he's left definitely he has to conserve on his funds. While Alaska says, is a legacy inn, is that is that a clean and safe place? I don't know. I'm an hour and 45 minutes from San Diego. Um, I don't know. I mean, look at the reviews. Um, do not stay at the Holiday Inn in La Mesa. Um, I'm I'm gonna go off topic real quick, but when I stayed there, the one in La Mesa, my family and I, we checked inside of the hotel room, and there was um, there's there was suitcases in there. That room was occupied. So just imagine you're staying there with all your equipment and your tactical mindset, and somebody in the middle of the night just opens your door, and it's some random people. The food the service sucks. It For the continental breakfast, it took us an hour and a half to get served, and we just walked out and went to Denny's. So absolutely do not stay at that hotel in La Mesa. Um, I I don't know what hotel rooms you should be staying at. I would think no, actually, I did stay at the Marriott before. 10 years ago, I went through supervisory school training for 2 weeks, and my wife and I we stayed at that hotel in not La Quinta in La Jolla, where this training's at. So basically, you could stay in the hotel room if you like, and in the morning, just get your breakfast and go downstairs and be there at 0900 sharp. Okay. I encourage you guys not to drink heavily the day before. Don't get high. Don't do some stupid stuff the day before. You want to be in an unintoxicated, sober state when you're learning, especially this class. I don't care if you guys are taking a boring class and you want to be in any state you want to, but this class you got to be on your A game and you want to learn as much as possible. So definitely get your full 8 hours of sleep. If you're staying in town, get a significant rest, but don't go over there and get drunk. Okay. Um, I will not be I will not be there. I'll be traveling out of town, so we can't have a drink together because I'm staying in my house in Imperial County. I'm not going to be staying at the hotel room. Okay. Food. Please bring snacks. Bring a paper bag lunch just in case. Randy has only allotted 30 minutes. I kind of got on his case with that, so maybe he'll push to 45. But hey, you guys have to meet. You guys should be the same clientele than the SWAT guys, the military guys, law enforcement who have to just do paper bag lunches at these tactical training events. So that's what we're pushing many of you towards is that type of environment where you don't have a lot of time. Now you will have 30 minutes. You could have longer than that. That might give you enough time to go down the street to one of the local eateries and grab something real quick. But I mean, 30 minutes is 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes you have to drive out. Wait for your food during rush hour, which is 12 o'clock. On Saturday, I don't think it'd be that busy. And then you'll come back. Okay, so consider the paper bag lunch. And the rules say you can't bring that inside of the conference room. If you bring that inside the conference room, then Randy gets a fine of $500. So read along the lines, bring put it in your pocket or something. It's almost like bringing food is contraband. It's like a drug, I guess. You can't bring food. But just no, I'm not gonna talk about smuggling. I'm gonna definitely off track. Any other questions on what to bring? Bring a pencil, a paper. There will be a classroom portion. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go over the agenda in a minute. Um, okay, so let's talk about the schedule. So from 0815 to 0900, that's only for the cadre. That's only for me. That's for Carlos and Blas, and I'll talk about who they are in a minute. Please do not show up in there at 8:59. Um, if we invite you, oh, this is a super important question. I'm actually going to interrupt the schedule because Black Armor has a very good question. Black Armor wants to know: is it permissible to wear my mags with live rounds? I understand there's no lethal weapons, so that's something that I forgot to mention. Do not, please do not bring any live ammunition. If you want to bring your PMags or your M4, AR-15, just the mags, that's fine. Okay, I have no issue with that. If you want to wear empty mags on your duty belt, that's cool. But again, keep in mind that I'm patting you guys down. There will be absolutely no live ammunition. Nothing. Don't bring knives, nothing. Again, I can't even be armed. And I'm able to be armed anywhere in the 50 states and all the other territories, but I can't even do that. Um, so, yeah, hopefully I answered your question, Black Armor. And I did say train as you work. Um, Randy, Randy, you don't have to come on yet. We're still going over the list. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. But if you're not, no worries. If you're having problems logging in, just put in the comments, hey, having problems logging in. Otherwise, if you can't even make an appearance on today's show, Randy, don't even worry. We got you covered. Okay. Do not worry at all. Professional security journal says dummy rounds or dry. No. Let me. Don't bring any dummy rounds. No dummy rounds at all, because we're gonna if you have a magazine of 15, we have to go through each of those magazines. So all we should see if you bring a magazine is just the follower. That's it. And I think we might have I mentioned Carlos. I've never met Carlos, but I've heard some great things about him. It looks like he's in the comments. Carlos, if you're the Carlos from GVPS, was it Carlos or Mario? Let me look. Okay, we're gonna have Carlos here. So this is the same Carlos from GVPS, who's also a licensed BSS firearm instructor. If you have any suggestions for the audience on things on what to bring and not to bring, definitely feel free to comment below. Okay, and actually, I wish I could have had Carlos on here, but I don't. Okay, so let's go through the schedule. So from 0815 to 0900, that's just for the cadre. That's just for the instructors. That's not for you guys. Don't show up in there because we're still setting up. 09 to 0950, this is the administrative portion. We're going to do the introductions. Okay, we're going to introduce our instructors, and hopefully we'll have some time for you guys to introduce yourself. It is on a tight schedule, and we do want to know who you guys are. This will be our administrative hour at 0915. We're going to do a break. So 0915 to 0920, we'll have a quick minute break. Usually when Randy does start his class, his first words out of his mouth is basically, Hey, you know what? If you're here just for my bio and my bio for my instructors, just because of things that we've done in the past, meaning professional wise, if it's just for that, then I'm going to ask you to leave the room, and we'll give you a refund. Because what we don't want is you guys just showing up because of someone's bio. We want you guys to be able to show up and want to learn, and you're there because you feel like those instructors are going to be able to transfer their knowledge, skills, and abilities to you. Because anybody can just put their bio up, up on camera, up on a website, and you guys just take everything that they say for their word. I mean, there's been fake Navy SEALs all over the place, fake special operations unit, guys who fake their military service, guys who over embellish their military service. So maybe they were, I don't know, the Navy, a radiator um, technician or something like that, not radiator, a radiation technician, and then all of a sudden they were, they were on that Navy SEAL support group. I forgot what they're called, but they support the Navy SEALs. SWS. I don't remember. Anyhow, that's why you shouldn't just go off of someone's bio. So when you guys come back from the break, 0920 to 10:45, it'll be an officer safety discussion, and then we'll talk about the key points. Basically, this will be how you approach people, how you observe their behavior, and also it will involve how you could become a safer private security professional. Okay, based on the environment. Randy has traditionally taught this course to military and to SWAT teams and to law enforcement officers. So he's going to instill a security aspect to it because he knows that there might be one law enforcement officer there, but this is generally reserved for security. He understands what your roles and responsibilities are, and he's going to cater the course to that with the active shooter concern. At 10:45, we'll go on a break. Breaks are real short, guys. 5-minute breaks. When I attended Mike Glover's Gunfighter Pistol One course from Fieldcraft Survival, it was a 5-hour course. I paid $500. There was no breaks at all. If you had to take a piss, a leak, you can do that, but you would literally run to your car, and hopefully you can hear his instructions and take a quick piss and run back. Like we're talking about in the back lot area. You don't want to miss a second on what we had. So we're not gonna do that to you guys. I mean, even as instructors, we need breaks. They need breaks. So 5 minute 5 minute break. 1050 to 1200 shooting principles. Um, Randy likes to talk about shooting stances. Randy Randy did me a huge favor before I went to SWAT school, before I was even selected, and came out and met me for a good 2 or 3 hours, and we're going over shooting principles. He didn't let me fire the first shot until like I don't know, guys, 30 minutes. Hey, Mike, whatever you said was retracted. So if you can rephrase that in the comment section below. Didn't let me shoot for like the whole time he was there. But he wants you to get the footwork in. He wants you to get your breathing right. He wants you to get your grip right. If those fundamentals are not right, then there's no need to even fire the first shot. So these are his principles. And guys, I can't do as much justice describing what the schedule is like because I'm not teaching the class, and Randy isn't here right now to explain what is going to be covered. So I apologize in advance on that. He did give me the breakdown, which is here, and I'm going off of the memory on what he taught on the course where I was present. Now, at that course, I was more of the facilitator. I was facilitating. It was about like 20 officers, arranging them to go different areas. I was video recording. I wasn't paying too much attention to the drills and his teachings. So I'm going off of what he gave me, which is very limited, and describing what I believe he's going to be going over. He's going to be going over search and scan priorities in an active shooter. Remember, this is an active shooter course. This isn't a course where you get an alarm on your property as a private security professional. If you get some type of alarm and the door is wide open, now honestly, you shouldn't clear the building because most security don't have that type of training. Even with this training that you guys attend, you can still go in. You're going to be a lot safer than the other person, but it's still unsafe. This course isn't doesn't train you to go inside of these buildings, to go inside of these abandoned warehouses, and look for somebody who's lying in wait. It it's not what it prepares you for. It prepares you for the active shooter situation where the person could be lying in wait, but you're trying to risk mitigate life. Okay, so that's the huge difference. Quite honestly, I think that you should go through like a basic search course before you attend active shooter training. But that's not a problem, and I think that's why Randy has like over an hour block of search and scan priorities. Um, oh, I'm sorry, we skipped lunch. 1200 to 12:30. We do have a lunch break. Okay. 1355 to 1400 hours. We'll have another break. 1400 to 1600. The close quarter combat drills. So that's 2 hours. You guys will be learning how to clear an area in an active shooter situation by yourself, and also up to 4 people, maybe even 5, maybe even 6. You might be asking, why do I need to learn how to clear a building with 4 people? If my security company only gives us, oh, hey, Randy's here. Hold on, guys. Yeah, Randy's here. Randy's here. Okay, we're gonna invite him in. Um, he's here. Let me just finish what I was explaining. So your question might be, why do I need to learn to clear an area of the unknown with 4 people if our security post, the post orders and the contract only allows for 1 security officer? The reason for that is you have to understand what it's like and appreciate what 4 men or 4 officers do in order to run with just yourself. So that's the whole concept, and is going to definitely break that down a lot better than I can. 1600 to 1605 will be a break. You're gonna get tired at 1400 to 1600. You guys are gonna keep doing drills. Randy will not let you even enter the area of the unknown unless you master your footwork, unless you master your fundamentals. And then 1605 to 1700, the last hour will be close quarter combat scenarios. Um, some of you are saying like, I want to do the scenarios. Like everybody wants to do the scenarios. That's cool. That's understandable. Um, and why is there only an hour? Well, it's it's a complete waste of time if the whole course is just scenarios. You're not going to learn anything. He's going to spend so much time debriefing you guys, and it's a waste of time debriefing when you haven't even learned your fundamentals. I worked law enforcement. Um, 10, 11 years ago, we did active shooter training, and the guys they ran through scenarios. At the end of the day, it looked great on camera, but looking back at the pictures, they all would have died, which doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you have these guys go through the scenarios? Well, we know why, because to administrators, it looks great. So there's always a possibility. Yeah, I'm having you guys bring airsoft pistols and everything else, protective gear, but there's always that opportunity that if you're not proficient with the fundamentals, there will not be any scenarios. So I just want to break that down. And it looks like we have Randy here in the dark. Randy just overcame some health challenges in the morning. Randy, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry about the darkness.
No, not at all. Hey, Randy, can you give us a snapshot of your instructors and also yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a former infantry veteran, did a bunch of soft combat work. We were pretty much the initial developing entity for what has now become various other intelligence-based task forces and mission occupational task forces. We created pretty much not so much a strategic human intelligence team, but more of a tactical human intelligence team where we're still conducting interrogations, counterintelligence, and human intelligence operations. in combat scenarios and combat areas and theaters of operation. However, more of a strategic uh, presentation while still maintaining a tactical footprint. So it's the toughest line, trying to be tactical while looking as strategic as possible. That kind of gave us an insight on what the fundamentals really need to be, what priorities we really need to work on, because we don't have the manpower, we don't have the situation, we don't have the assets. I think that's kind of one of the similarities with private security. And just to real quick touch on the foreman, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time teaching second, third, four-man responder. It's more so that the students understand the concepts, and with a better understanding of the concepts, you'll know what needs to be done. You'll be able to understand what you can do, and then based on the scenario and the situations and the parameters, you'll be able to make that best decision on what it is you will actually execute. Knowing what to do in which scenario is fine, but if I can give you the tools to put on your tool belt, next time you have a problem, you're going to have just that many more tools to address the problem. If all we have is a hammer, all the problems have to look like nails. And that's not how life works out.
Thank you. And your experience from your instructors. I think you said that Carlos and Blas was going to be there, and which is great because I mean we're going to have anywhere between 10 and 15. The ratio, the instructor to student ratio, is actually pretty good. You know, some of these courses you'll have one instructor and like 25 students. So you know we're blessed to have those two with us.
Yeah, so actually, it's going to be Mario, who's another one of our veterans at Global Veterans Private Security. Blast is also a veteran at Global Veterans Private Security. Blast is still full time active federal law enforcement, and some other stuff I'll let him explain. Mario's also with us at the company. He also does a lot of training, has a training instruction facility. So he helps us square away all the armed requirements for the armed guards every couple years for recertification. He takes care of all of our guys with that, maintains our training logs, and helps us on the training side, which is something we've all kind of learned from our military experience. Almost everybody who becomes proficient and well skilled in their profession ends up being some sort of instructor. Usually, in our case, we all end up going to instructor school where we learn to convey the unknown, what we're teaching, to the known, which is what the student already knows. You can know it all, you can be the best, but if you can't explain that to someone else so they understand it, giving them a chance to be the best, it doesn't really help anyone.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. And what type of certificate will they get if they successfully complete the course?
Yeah, so we'll be issuing the 8 hour continuing education certificate, which they can apply towards their BSIS security guard card in the state of California. They'll also be getting issued our company active shooter response certificate from attending the course. Um, should there be an issue with their state having a different requirement for the course or CE, if there's anything we can modify or change or do to help them, by all means, for those that are not in California, we'll help them out as well.
Awesome. Yes. So we have Wild Alaska. He'll be coming in from the Wild Alaska. Uh,
Nice. Yeah. Well, mentioned talk to him briefly. Yeah, that's quite the trip.
awesome. Um, let's see what else. Freaking here. Okay. Yeah. Hey guys, just to tell you that if you want to do a so every year, if you are registered BSI security guard, you have to complete continuing education requirement. Um, this course will satisfy that requirement because Randy's company GVPS is a licensed private patrol operator company. You won't have to do that continuing education anymore. And do you want to take some boring online class where you just keep clicking the button and then taking a quick quiz that you're always going to get right? I mean, you're not going to learn anything. You're going to actually learn something from here. So you're getting a huge value from this. Um, Randy, what So I know that you taught this course to SWAT teams. You guys have taught this course to military units. What is this class going to be learning, and how will it be applicable to their jobs as private security professionals?
Yeah, check. So if we're teaching a vehicle boarding, search and seizure, close quarter combat course, uh, you'll obviously already have access to carbon fiber ladders, magnetic climbing devices, and things that'll help you board the vessel and then conduct your search and seizure. I don't know of any security guard with magnetic climbing devices, probably because they're about 85 grand a pop. You need two to make it happen. But depending on the audience, we highly tailor the course. After every single class, we have a huge after action review between the cadre with the students. We modify the class, and sometimes there's changes that need to be made, and sometimes the changes don't need to be made because they were done for a very specific reason or something that's follow on training. Law enforcement, unlike military, has even more restrictions when it comes to operational protocols. And unlike civilian private security, they have the world at their beck and call by way of that radio if they can get communication, or by way of a cell phone if they can just get a hold of dispatcher. Military's got, the radio system, the net, as we call it in the military. And on that net, I can get a hold of anybody in the world. On SATCOM, I can call back to my base, I can call the emergency line, and they'll reroute through DSN phones. There's backup plans on black backup plans for military and for law enforcement. With private security, it's really no different than a, what's he call him, well armed citizen showing up to his house and seeing that the door's been broken into. And as you start to slowly clear your house with your CCW after you call 911, you hear your kid's room. There's yelling going on upstairs, all the way in the back of the hallway. And now you got to blow by the rest of the house hoping there's only that one threat, and direct your attention to that one room. No different than if you're at work, you have an asset as a private security executive protection agent, and something happens at the venue you're at. So I hear often the challenge that I won't probably ever do one man CQB. Okay, this class isn't for you. Now, if you are a private security professional and you do feel the duty to respond to a threat, to a crisis, if you are a well armed citizen who feels the need to respond to a crisis, to a threat in your house, then this class is absolutely for you. And the difference is when you go in that house to help your family member, you get shot or you don't get shot and you get to help them. Is there an instance where you can get shot and you still help them? Absolutely. Is there an instance where you get in there and by the time you get to that back room, somebody ran out the back window? Absolutely. But your best chance for survival is taking a few of the priorities and key features that we've developed over about 20 years on the global war on terror. Specialty units from tier one units down to your line infantry units, all those lessons learned have culminated. We've developed slightly different methods, slightly newer techniques that provide to be safer, more effective, more efficient, and adaptable to one or two person, not just the full team. Little things, just as like, not having to run all the way to the corner, spin around, yell clear. Why? If I've cleared it with my weapon and my eyes and I know there's nothing there, I'm done. Time is of the essence in this case. So stop, clear the rest of your sector, collapse back to the doorway, and continue. Little things like that that we've learned help save tons of time. If you're doing four-man CQB, you got to get out of the way. There's more people behind you. You got a whole train. But if you're by yourself, you can take your time. You can be more surreptitious, more deliberate, and it's at the pace that you set. There's really no time. You have all the time you have. That's it. It's kind of a funny saying, but you only have the time you have. So if you can slow it down, slow it down. If you all of a sudden start hearing gunfire on the other end of the property, time to shift focus and head that way. So it really breaks it down with the security guard, the private security, the well armed citizen in mind. It's not very much different than the lone sheriff deputy who works out in the sticks in this county by him or herself with 2, 3 hours, before they can get some help. We might not even have that 2, 3 hour help, because odds are, if you're working security on a security post, a lot of the times, even if you can call someone, they're nowhere near where you are. And their job isn't to come back you up as soon as you call them. So you really have to embody the skills and practice and work on them yourself, which will end up teaching you your limitations, and you'll have a better understanding of, hey, I need to go across that doorway, but there's really no safe way to do it. And then you'll process whether or not speed can be security. So just tips like that.
Wow. That was a lot of good information. I mean, there's not much more clarification, questions to ask from that. Um, I mean, it just seems like one of these courses that can be used to, I guess, improve your knowledge, skills, and abilities so that you can be a lot safer even at home. So, I mean, this is something that's great that you're doing for us. So we really appreciate that. Um, let's see. Is there anything else that I might have missed equipment wise? I know that you're chiming in. Um, let's see. Well, Alaska says the last violent encounter we had, non-shooting but violent temper, police 15 minutes to get to our property. And that's another thing that Randy didn't touch on. It's like you're your own responder, right? I mean, 15 minutes for the police to get there. That's not acceptable.
A lifetime.
Yeah, that's a lifetime. I mean, if there's an active shooter situation, get off the X, and if you can, call 911. But at that point in time, I mean, it's only you, and I believe that this course will prepare you for that. Okay, so we talked about location, we talked about your bio, um, equipment to bring, not to bring, and what they will learn. If you guys are interested in the course, email me today at ssundal@yahoo.com. It's SSUNDAHL at yahoo.com. If you want to have the address, it's at the La Jolla, it's at the Marriott in La Jolla off of La Jolla Shores Drive. I'll give you more details in the description box, and also stand by for your emails. We're still expecting payment for about 3 people. Remember, payment reserves a seat. It's only $150. A course like this is going to easily go to 250 to 500 after the October 7th course. So Randy's doing us a favor, having this price all the way down to $150 because you guys are subscribed to this channel. So we appreciate that. Anything else I may have left out, Randy?
The only thing I wanted to mention was, I did receive a message about, I don't want to say wardrobe or uniform, but I was asked what to wear. Uh, just something comfortable, guys. I don't want you in athletic clothes, somewhat semi-casual, semi-professional. What do you normally wear? If you're normally in board shorts and a tank top, then obviously not board shorts and a tank top. Something a little more professional. At a minimum, a t-shirt, and at a minimum, some long pants. Just because I don't want you, in case we scuff the knees up or something to that effect. Hey, Randy, I wear full battle rattle uniform at work. Can I wear it to the class? Honestly, it's up to you. But you're going to have to, I want you to consider the benefits of wearing whatever particular outfit you're going to wear versus the training benefit you're going to get out of it. If you're stuck wearing a limited wardrobe, let's say a flight suit or something for work, and you've addressed issues with it, then by all means, let's work on it. If you want to pull me off sideline one of the breaks or after the class and ask me, hey, this is what we wear. This is what do you think? By all means, we'll help you out. Um, whether Army, Navy, Marine, Blas, Mario, and I have all come from very different aspects of the military, ended up doing very similar things in the military, and we have kind of transitioned on now. But our experiences will no doubt help you assimilate with any issues you might have, solve any problems. I am quite the gear nerd, so any questions you have with gear, Please, please, please bring them to me. I am all too excited to brag about whatever solution some old dude thought up 13 years ago that I still remember. A lot of the stuff we teach is not new, folks. None of this shit's GS-15 super secret squirrel classified. You're not going to need to sign a TSSCI waiver. We're not in a sensitive compartmented intelligence facility. This is just stuff that we've developed, and I say we meaning everybody. The veterans I've worked with, the law enforcement officers I've worked with, the civilian competition shooters that we've worked with. Um, it all comes from all of that, and you're talking about a little over 20 years now in the war on terror. It is quite a bit of lessons learned that we've been able to culminate. And I'm sure we'll be able, as we continue to pull from lessons learned, adapt. And as situations happen, it'll adapt. Listen, before 2010, or I think it was 2011, nobody had taught one man CQB because nobody had ever done one man CQB. Before you know it, you got Tony Cowd and a couple other, CIA operators doing one man CQB to blow out of an area, and the unit realized, hey, wait a second, we need to develop something for this. Before you know it, Delta's putting it all out. All the alphabet soup agencies are learning it, and it trickled on down. But for the longest time, there just wasn't a reason for it. We just didn't have it. Kind of like the capability. If we didn't have drones, we had to get up to the third story to look in the window, or we didn't look in the window. It was that simple. So as technologies and tactics develop, we just kind of try to stay ahead of the curve and maintain the most effective set of policies and procedures, tactics possible. So if you have to be in stretchy jeans to do it, that's cool, and you can always adapt later. Please, nobody come in a ninja suit or a gi. It's not. This isn't a combatives course, and although we will be teaching a lot of shooting, there's no shooting. You don't need ear protection. We'll have plenty of protection from the little massive airsoft BBs, little plastic airsoft BBs. But other than that, just comfortable clothing. The cadre will be in polos and t-shirts and pants. Nothing tactical, no cry outfits are needed. But by all means, train like you fight. And if you want to wear something closer to what you wear on duty, by all means, you're welcome to.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Hey guys, just something else on equipment. I mean, he is suggesting to bring your, your full kit if you want to, if you believe that'd be an advantage to you. But keep in mind, because there's no weapons allowed, you're going to be coming in from the parking lot with your full kit. Um, People from the outside can see this as an opportunity to take advantage of you and to disarm you. um, when they see that you don't have any weapons on you, that can be a safety issue. So my recommendation is to bring all your stuff in a bag, and then once we're in the meeting room, we close the doors, and then you guys can dress to full kit or dress whatever, however you feel comfortable. I just don't think it's a good idea to come out full kit from the parking lot to the meeting room. And
Agreed.
yeah, and I mean, no instructors are going to have any weapons. It's
Nope.
not knife nothing. We're gonna pat each other down. So it's we're gonna make this a safe learning experience.
Yeah, by all means, you'll be able to drive up to the front of the hotel. Um, Unload whatever you need to unload. I can't imagine it's that much, but the parking's right across from the entrance to the hotel. Um, I, I like Sean said, guarantee you, and we conduct training there all the time with all kinds of police departments and all that, and everybody just kind of brings their stuff discreetly into the room, and we'll break it all out inside the room or just outside the room. That's fine. It's a good
Great.
idea.
Those of you who have YouTube channels, feel free to bring your cameras. What we don't want is you recording the whole entire thing. I mean, you do have to break it up in segments. There is proprietary. Well, nothing's really proprietary, but we don't want you guys recording full segments. If you guys need help with some of your cameras taking some photos, you guys can always ask one of us. Not a problem. But we do encourage you to be on social media and to upload as many pictures and videos as you want. I mean, it's 2023. There's no there's no secret training going on.
No.
All right, guys. So if you guys have any other questions, please email me at ssundahl at yahoo.com. And we are looking forward to meeting you. We read your comments all the time, and this is one of the first times in history that we can all meet in person. So thank you very much, Randy, and everybody take care.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it, man. Sorry again, guys, about the migraine. But
No,
a down day today means I'm good to go tomorrow and Saturday.
no worries. Thank you.
Cool. We'll see you later.
Okay. Bye bye.